It's Corona time. Hey, it's Corona time right now. It's Corona time.
Acid rain. Drug addiction. Now, more than ever,
It is important to remember the true meaning of
your life might just
It's Corona time. Hey,
Sounds good. Hey, everyone. Welcome to Happy Hour. It is the Qurantini special. And as you can tell here, Jason, Joby, and I are practicing and participating in social distancing, right?
That is correct. Yeah.
Right. We've got at least 6 feet in between each one of us.
More than
Yeah.
the time it's been without us connecting.
Yeah.
It hasn't been together for a long time. That's been a lot of social distance.
I know,
I've got 6 feet between me and the camera right now, just to be safe.
Well,
I'm just making sure.
yeah, I just need to make sure that nobody gets that close to my camera in the next, 72 hours. We'll see.
Yeah.
Like, hi, how are you?
I think he hasn't coughed yet. So
Right.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
and
no,
we'll
we're
stay
good.
away from all of this licking our
The
hands
facial
and touching our face.
touching.
That's why I'm going to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
holding on to my Qurantini right here. I've got a straight up gin martini, my fave.
Very nice.
If I'm going to
Very
do
nice.
one. What about you two?
You like the gin? You got vermouth or no vermouth?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Nice little
Jason, what are you
swizzle.
drinking?
I'm doing a dirty gin martini as well. I like blue cheese stuffed olives in mine. And I went vermouth. I did picked up a bottle today of some white vermouth. Just
Nice,
a really
nice. I feel completely left out of the gin martini equation. I've got straight up Jack Daniel's single barrel rye.
All right.
I need a little more, 47% alcohol. It's almost disinfectant style, but almost.
I did
Not quite.
contemplate my bottle of Barrel House Jack Daniels,
That's awesome.
but I found
The
it
single barrel.
damaging this bottle of refined botanical.
Oh, refined.
This is
That's
the
taking it
bottle
back to old
we
school.
went up there together.
Yeah.
It was
That's
vintage.
a botanical vodka.
Yeah, technically,
Actually,
wanna go-
it's a gin, but gin is still at 92%, right? Isn't that what it is? Or wait, is it or 92 proof?
this one's at 80
Help me out.
proof. The
Ah.
gin, everything is starting out as a neutral spirit. And
Mhm.
when we were up at the winery, they had to call it botanical brandy, and
Yeah.
I think it was neutral brandy because of it being a winery and not a distillery.
Right.
It's like,
But
Right.
that is, what does it say on the bottle though? It says gin, doesn't it?
no, it does not. Not that because we bought this. I bought this bottle.
Oh,
after
that was early on. All right.
Yeah.
That is
Refined.
early. Whoa. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
They can,
it's 2 days ago when I'd been home with the kids for about 36 hours and I already needed a drink at 8 o'clock in the morning, and I sent you two a text message and said, hey, is it too early for happy hour yet?
no.
And yeah, and it was a resounding no. I don't know which one of you came into that first, but you were both wrestling to see who could answer that the fastest, I think.
Yeah, well, like I told you, it's quarantine rules, which is similar to airport rules
Oh,
or Vegas rules, whichever one you want to go with. So drinking at 8 a.m. is not frowned upon from
No.
this point forward, or from Tuesday forward.
right. And I mean, so as we were, it took me probably, I don't know, all of about 15 seconds after you two answered it, and I said, yeah, no, we have to do this. We've got to get together. There's no reason. We've got to break up this day somehow, right? Or at least put an exclamation point on today.
Exclamation point. And to Joey's point about the new quarantine rules, one of my laughable and favorite memes going around right now has to do with parents and their kids being at home. And it said, based on homeschool, 2 kids were sent to the principal's office for fighting, and a teacher was suspended for drinking on the job.
Yeah, that's perfect.
And had already started imbibing during the day.
Oh yeah, I think yeah. And homeschooling is in effect for the rest of the year, for the rest of the school year.
Right.
Yeah.
My kids at school are saying May 4th, but there's no way they're going back on May 4th. especially after, I mean, just right before we went to air for this episode, we all got messages that the governor had put in place a shelter in place rule. We are not supposed to leave our homes now. So I don't know what that actually means, but it's going to make it tough because I have a feeling that by the end of the next, what, 3, 6, 9 months of this, that there isn't going to be any more liquor in the cabinet.
Yeah. So I got a question to start us off then.
All right.
You're quarantined at your house, so you can only have one drink, one type of alcohol or beverage specific. What would it be? And let's say it was 3, 6, 9 months.
Whoa. Well,
I know. Let's go 3 months.
all
All
right.
right, 3 months. That's a tough one because I don't know. I guess it depends on my level of strain and stress, but my go-to these days has been a great, refreshing Pilsner or lager. Just something crisp, gets the day set, and kind of helps me wind down with a little flavor of beer.
That's a good choice. That is a good choice.
I appreciate that. However, I want something that takes the edge off just a little bit more than a 4% Pilsner. I'll come out of this 3, 6, 9, 12, 18 month weighing 400 pounds if I have to drink that much Pilsner.
That's right. That's a good point.
So I'm looking at probably an 8% IPA.
All right.
Somewhere.
So we're going beer. Both of you guys are going beer. No one's going liquor.
Yeah,
I know beer is so refreshing and so good. Checks off a few of the boxes.
Right.
And the refreshing word is really what works for me. After a while, whiskey and scotch or even gin, it just starts feeling my palate starts burning out.
Makes sense. All right.
What about you?
At first I wanted to say beer, at first I wanted to say whiskey, but my honest answer is that I feel like because this is my first real afternoon of just being home. I was out yesterday, was tending to some stuff, but anyway, I feel like if this was every day, what day would it get like, okay, that's it, I don't even want to drink.
Right.
So I think I would definitely go. I love the IPA idea. I think I'd go in the middle though. I want to keep it 6.5, 7 because I want to drink a few. But I don't know. The beer that ended all. I had to pick one. So
I think that's a false equivalency. I don't think you have to just drink one at 8%. I think you can still drink a few.
Especially if there's nothing to do and it's the apocalypse.
Right.
Can you imagine Joby in 6 months from now though, like Flash Dance style, doing some kind of run place in his house, trying to stay fit from all the beer he's drinking?
That's the thing. That's the thing. You got to offset it. You got to balance it out.
Sweat dripping down your forehead. The maniac.
I think that is perhaps the best reason for us to continue to do this, just so we have a record of our downward spiral over the next 18 months.
Oh man, and that's the scary part though, is the whole thing about everything in moderation, right? And I'm not trying to preach. What I'm saying is, after week 3, week 4, week 6 of just drinking all day, at what point is it like, okay, we got a problem here, we got to do something?
Well, I think I see this a lot on in social media too. So there's plenty of people who are they're going through like their stores of food already. They're baking pies and they're making all this shit. And I'm like, you've got to hold on to that. You're going to need that energy. You're going to need that flour in 4 months from now. Don't go like the people. I think what people are looking at is like this is some sort of blizzard that it's going to be over in a week. No, man, we're going to be there we're in this for the long haul.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But that's what I'm saying. So just like anything, it's all fun at the beginning. I'm not saying this is fun by any means, the drinking part of it and the extracurricular activities or lack of extracurricular activities.
Right.
So speaking of keeping track of our activities and our progress over the next handful of weeks, though, Curtis, did you send out the live stream link? Did you publicize that so people can start joining us in the conversation tonight?
Nope, that was not my duty this evening.
I believe I put that on our. All right. I put it on my own page. I apologize.
There you
That's
go.
all right.
That's
Wanna
all right.
get-
I think I got it on my page
Coming soon.
because I thought it was
soon.
coming
There we
out. Well, I'm with you on all of the whoop. I yeah, let's keep this as a uh, an archaeological, anthropological sort of study on how crazy people can go. Because I have a feeling like in 3 weeks we're going to run out of booze, and then this is going to be.
Not me.
Oh yeah, I forget. I will. Damn it.
Hey, Jason will be knocking on the back of the
30 yards away.
yeah. They're like, Jason, can you go check out the restaurant? Then it'll be like, okay, here we go.
Right.
And
So does
what's it called?
our individual time capsules? Like, do we put this episode in there for people to know how we
I like it.
the life event?
We're gonna.
I love that. It's a time capsule for the future. I love it.
Right. We'll put it,
2020.
we'll put it in a satellite and we'll shoot it out into space so that visitors from a distant planet, when it lands on their cold shores, they'll say, "What the hell was going on over there?"
Yeah.
Stay
what was
stay
that?
as far away from them as we can.
I guess what I'm afraid of is that it won't be enjoyable anymore. So,
So, Joby, you mentioned 2020, and I know the word apocalypse has been tossed around in memes and whatnot. What was the year of the movie with what the hell's his name? Where it actually was an apocalypse focus, and the poster art was the monk standing on top of the mountain with the tidal wave coming over him.
man, hold on. I know this.
That was like the day after tomorrow, or
Yeah, something like that. Day after tomorrow, I believe, and it comes through.
John Cusack was in that movie as well.
Armageddon.
And
Well, there were two around the same time. I think that's right. I think
Right.
it was that one. And,
so funny.
so, is there? Are you just remembering that right now? Because
I'm gonna find
I've
it.
been tossing that word around freely. I'll be honest.
Which one? Apocalypse or Armageddon?
No, apocalypse. I haven't even thought about Armageddon. That's
Well, I'm just
that's a
thinking.
whole.
I'm just thinking of one of the very first shows we did, and this was way back when we were going into the studio by the
Oh
by the
man,
Majestic.
that is.
And
that
it
is
was
a great
it was
memory
the,
right there.
right, and it was the Mayan calendar apocalypse, and we were playing End of the World as we know it back then, and it seems like that whatever time machine or prophetic abilities Snipe had to be able to put this song out that gets rebooted about every 2.5 years. Like
I
that's
wonder what his actual. I would love to know what his actual. You know how the songs have a meaning that you don't even think that's the meaning. So I wonder what his actual meaning for that song. It probably had nothing to do with the end of the world.
Probably not at all. It probably had
And now it is the theme song, if you will.
some kind of crisis with his family.
I did see a social media post that said and something about Michael Snipe is not fine or does not feel fine anymore.
Does not feel fine. Yeah, he's not good.
I thought we were 8 years too late, so that John Cusack movie was entitled 2012. But
2012. Okay.
that was an election year, was it not?
No, 2000. Well, it would have been, but it was
Yeah,
2008, 12. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. That's wait. That's the day after, or is that what it's called?
It is called 2012.
Oh, it's called 2012. Never mind.
The other one that we're thinking about was probably.
So I think
the
there
day
were
after.
three. There were three apocalyptic movies around the same time, I believe. One had to do with weather, and I think that was the day
That was
after.
the day after tomorrow. That's where the northern hemisphere froze over.
That's right. And then it comes through New York.
Depending on how you want to interpret it, you could say that hell froze over.
Figures. Yeah.
There you go. Oh man, yeah. I don't know. I'm liking Apocalypse. I don't know. It just seems appropriate. But Armageddon would imply like I don't know. It would imply that we're fighting someone or something.
I suppose so. Or just trying to stave off a giant meteorite kind of thing. Which really, when you think about it, what the hell? Which way are we going to go with this thing, right?
That is true.
Well, it seems like that there's, whether it is uh, a virus or an asteroid, that there are some people who are making big money off of this thing, and I'm thinking largely of stocks in, say, Charmin, Purell.
Those are short-term games, though. Short-term
Well,
games.
I'm all about the short-term gain right now.
Short-term gain. Yeah.
I can't think past 3 months, so let's make some money right
Yes.
now.
I imagine that in a year from now, nobody will need any toilet paper or you'll be buying it from your neighbor who stocked up at Costco.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. Charmin, I told you, I wonder who was the first person to fight about toilet paper to create this hype of toilet paper.
Feels like a
Big toilet paper.
theory segment.
It's big. It's all about big toilet paper. Big company.
And
I don't know.
Sharing out our link as well, because I would like all the conspiracy theorists out there who are sequestered in their homes to join in the conversation.
Right. Yeah. Feel free
yeah.
to join. Feel free to join in the conversation. As we're sitting here and we're working the kinks out of this long distance telecommuting for all of us who have to do some sort of the people who still have work to do, and you have to do it via tech like this. If you've got Zoom on your computer like everyone else does right now, which I think if we're going to pick conspiracy theories on who is benefiting from this, it goes beyond toilet paper, and let's just go right to Zoom, I think.
Okay. All right.
You're not wrong about that. I mean, these guys. So one of the guys who's going to join us in a little bit is an old time friend and previous show guest, Fritz Leon of Coastal Specialties. He was on a Zoom call with his family right before this call. Every telecommunications conversation I've had with my company or with friends has been Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's definitely
it used to be Skype, but for some reason Skype could never get the call just right. With something missing in their technology.
Right. And whenever you if you're ever listening to a radio call and somebody's calling in Skype, it always sounded as if it was being whispered through a tin can.
Because it was being recorded.
Right.
Oh man, conspiracy theories. What else we got? We got conspiracy theories. Let's talk about who's ready for this happening right now. Are the preppers? If there's any preppers out there, I love it. I have watched Doomsday Preppers so many times, and these guys they've been ready. Like this is their Super Bowl. They're like
interweaving meme discussion throughout this whole broadcast.
The greatest memes are going to come out of this crisis.
There was a meme about whether or not Doomsday Preppers should feel validated or be shitting their pants right now. They're actually right.
Oh, because it's actually happening. That's right. I didn't think about that. Okay, this is it. You've been waiting for this your whole life. It's like, oh shit, that's happening. I don't know. That's good. I would have to assume there are two kinds of preppers. There's going to be the one who just like did it because they didn't want it to ever happen, but they just wanted to be better than the rest of us. And then I would assume there's the one who's ready for this, like, Yeah. And going back to my first question to you guys, what would I have at my house if I was prepping? Vodka. I feel like vodka is that versatile item. You got Bloody Marys in the morning. You got vodka orange juice. Right? Well, that's the one alcohol that's versatile.
And we talked about the sanitation value of alcohol, though. And
especially Everclear, 120 proof.
Got to go high proof. Tito's sent out their little disclaimer to guests and their consumers in Texas saying Tito's cannot be used for proper sanitation. It's not high proof.
You cannot buy that kind of marketing, though.
I do.
People were using it and saying that they use Tito's, and then Tito's had to come out and say, please don't use us. Just drink us. Don't use this for sanitation.
Well, and Corona too with that. But I think the the interesting thing with the alcohol is the homemade disinfectant wipes, where people are putting a roll of toilet paper in a Tupperware bin and then filling it up with vodka. And I'm looking at it going, that's Like
What's
that's
wrong with that, Curtis?
well, the thing is that toilet paper disintegrates in water. That's why we put it in the toilet.
Does it disintegrate in vodka?
Exactly.
I don't know. And then you see them pulling it out of the middle, and I just think, well, all right.
I feel like we could use a new perspective, Joby. You want to send Mr. Fritz our Haitian expertise on vodka and toilet paper? Send him the link to join in on this.
You got it. I'm sending him the Zoom. So people who talk, you're talking about people who are doing well. Let's talk about who's not doing well, and that's Corona. How did you? That has to be the worst thing to happen to them. I understand I'm not making fun of the virus. What I'm saying is, couldn't they have named it? If you're Corona beer, you got to be like, really, like seriously.
Right. Yeah, and this, where did the I'm just curious because this is the first time that I've actually heard the term coronavirus, and evidently there are a bunch of these things.
Yeah.
And,
It's a bigger thing.
right,
Coronavirus
and is it the name of a virus that jumps from animal to human? Is that what it is?
It's not. So I was reading about this today.
It's not outbreak.
Thank you for the lead-in.
It's not a monkey. It's not a monkey on a plane.
No. So then, depending on how you want to pronounce it, and this is going to be the crux of my argument, Nobel. Novel virus is animal to animal, and that's why this is more scary than the more common flu, because flu, your human antibodies and your DNA kind of already recognizes normal flu viruses. But novel viruses are typically animal to animal. That's why the swine flu and the bird flu were so scary, because your body doesn't recognize it the way it should.
Mm-hmm.
It becomes more dangerous. But I heard on the radio today a couple different broadcasts where they pronounce it novel virus. I'm like, it's not novel, guys. Not novel by any means.
That's how it's pronounced everywhere.
Well,
Definitely.
I think consider the impact of their pronunciation.
Right. Well, I was trying to figure that out as well. And then learning what novel or novel, what it actually meant. And because it's like brand new shit all over the place.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
while
it's apparently brand new shit that's not brand new shit.
Well,
it's actually
right.
old shit.
Well, yeah. And so because was SARS a coronavirus? No, SARS wasn't.
Yes, I believe it was.
Okay. But I don't ever remember it being called a coronavirus. And so I think the execs at Corona were just, they were counting the days. They had their fingers crossed. Like, all right, we weren't tied to this one. All right. And then the next one comes in. Okay, we're not tied to that one. Well.
That was the greatest intro right there. You just came in.
Party.
This is my favorite part of Zooms. Is everyone doing this?
I love it. Is everyone trying to figure out where they are on the screen?
All right, guys. I'm in.
Hi, Fritz. Welcome.
Hey, cheers, guys.
Fritz is changing it up. Got the wine. I love it.
This is my third one. Yeah. No, not the wine, Joby. Not the wine.
No, I love it. I love it.
The Zoom.
No. You're just no. No one
you
believes.
should have
no one
at least
believes you.
one wine per Zoom. One wine per Zoom.
Right.
All right.
I'm a one drink per Zoom kind of guy.
So who has the power of muting?
That would be Curtis.
And mute. There we go.
So welcome back to the happy hour party, Mr. Fritz. It's been a long time since we've all been at the same forum.
Yeah, sure is, Jason.
And under different circumstances, we actually may not have gotten together. So we're happy to have you here.
This is the 2020 version. This is the version where we can't be in the same room and we can't have cheese
together. I'm looking for the cheese plate right now.
Where's the virtual cheese plate?
Bring some, Fritz, because I got some cheese here too. I got some.
If you guys don't know, cheese. Fritz is the cheese monger, the cheese master, the cheese grand poobah. I don't even know, what do you want to call him?
Ooh, cheese granddaddy.
The cheese daddy. Oh, the cheese daddy. That's right.
And Fritz has been on a number of shows, and I'm trying to think. I'm sure it's been so long that we've even talked about which shows were which, but I'm guessing that there was a
Hey,
pints and
guys.
pairings with him at some point, and certainly on happy hour, definitely.
That's a tease now. Now he's teasing us with some cheese.
What do you got?
There you go.
Oh, he's got a little wheel of Iqua.
There you go.
I can almost smell it through the virtual Zoom.
Joby, that's the one I was gonna bring to you Monday, and then you.
Oh, and then
All right,
the
but it
whole
still
world
has
is
your
about
name
to
on
end.
Well,
Prince, just leave it by the door. We'll do contactless. You just leave it at the door, and then I go pick it up.
All right, I gotta wipe it first.
put it in. Right. Wipe it down.
But
Put
it's
it in a
sealed. It's
Ziploc
sealed.
bag.
Don't worry. It's sealed.
Tell us a little bit about what you've got going on now that you're social distancing from everyone, and how you're handling your sequester.
You know, everything's going well. I'm accepting the fact that we're gonna, as I understand, it's like gonna be like almost like a curfew. But it sucks. We have to stay away. I was faced with the issue. I was sharing that with Joby, that whether or not I should go babysit my grandkids. Then pick up something from them or transfer something to them. Now you become more conscious about shit, man. This is real. You know, so it's tough. As far as my business is concerned, from January 1st to last Friday, business was an upswing, way, way, way over my goals, way over my quota. I did everything right. So, and then Monday just stopped,
Yeah.
not one call. So mostly everybody's closed. So for the first time, I had to freeze. I'm freezing cheeses, like cheese like that. I brought them in for a reason, and I was gonna have an event last night, and it was canceled. And I have a $300 cheese tray to make for Saturday, and I'm getting a deposit with a confirmation call. I'm not gonna make it because people are canceling already the event.
Yeah. Fritz,
Yeah.
Fritz, you grew up in Haiti, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever experienced something like this obviously not here in America, but in Haiti? Did you ever have any sort of curfew, anything like this where you couldn't go out and you couldn't
You
do
know,
anything?
yeah, Jason, Curtis, you don't know that, but recently I just came back from Taiwan. I went to Taipei, but from here to from Los Angeles to there, we had to go to mainland China just for refueling. We stopped once and we stopped the second time. They said everybody get off the plane.
Wow.
So getting off the plane, and you in mainland China, we're gonna come back to our seats. Everything with us. So we walked in from Jetway, and we walked in, and there's a guy, a Chinese guy, and sitting about maybe 20 feet away from a belt, a scanner where you put your stuff in. Put your stuff in, and the computer, the screen, really huge screen, one of these old school screen, and everybody has to put their bags to it, and he's not even paying attention. So what I saw was fear. Fear started. Okay, they want to create fear in you. They hit my button immediately. When I was a kid in Haiti, growing up in Haiti, we were in house arrest for almost a year, if it is not longer. We couldn't go
Yeah.
out. Everybody else would go out because we're afraid that they would take us over because my stepfather was trying to overthrow the government while we were in Haiti. So house arrest. Nobody goes to school. They pull us out of school. So we had a teacher that would come in and teach us here and there. But we were waiting. I think about a year later, we finally got me and my younger brother. We finally got a chance to leave. But to during that time in the streets of Haiti, you had to walk straight. Nothing was wrong. You couldn't disobey the law because it was a dictatorship. It was tough. You can't talk about politics. On Sundays, family would gather at my grandmother's house on the veranda, and we're all talking about politics. Everybody talked about politics, and the housekeeper comes in with a tray of espresso that she just made, and everybody changes subject. It was tough. When I arrived in China for this, and when we checked in, Jason, or no, you don't know him, what's his name, when he checked in the hotel, because they gave him a hotel. It was very inexpensive fare. When he checked in a hotel in China, I went with him because I had a 6 hour layover, and there was a sign on the counter. The sign clearly said, it's foreigners check with the police, and you need to go register with the police. So that brought fear. So here, I'm going to be confined here. That's fine. I could go from here to my warehouse. I don't have any contact with anybody else. So it's okay. And luckily for
It
me,
feels different.
I feel a language. I speak a language that a lot of Haitians speak. So I speak that language about 5 hours a day, 4 or 5 hours a day if I want. I do an interpretation for the federal government. So I'm busy with that. So
I think what's exciting about what we're doing right this minute is still reinforcing the connection with people. With the conversation took a little bit of a serious turn, but even ESPN these last few days has been all about coronavirus. With no sports being played, it's a time for us to talk about real issues that normally we wouldn't engage in because we've got other distractions. So to have a good friend and Fritz coming on and giving us his perspective is, I think, refreshing, and it creates honest dialogue about what life is about right now. I would ask though, Fritz, we took a poll earlier. So you're drinking red wine right now. What beverage is in your house that's going to help you sustain the next few weeks of your sequester?
What do you have, Joby?
I've got an arsenal, but right now I'm drinking Jack Daniels.
Yeah, you go. Mine is over.
My whole family is in the liquor business, so we're gonna be okay on that front. We may not have food, but we'll be all right with the alcohol.
But seriously, guys, one of my clients, I sell a lot of ham from Canada. So if push comes to shove, I have a lot of ham. I probably have about 350 pounds or plus, probably plus.
But we know who's going to for Croque Madame's if it need be.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some ham from Fritz.
So there you go. You can put that down for Fritz. So what can we do?
What's that?
What can we do as a community? And what are you guys doing? Are you reaching out to my business stopped completely. Joby, Casa Agria, not a call. Not a call.
Yeah, I think we're all in a holding pattern, and much like the rest of the world. I think unless you're in a supermarket or something like that that's selling essential stuff, I think we're all just kind of pause. I think that's how we described it today. We're kind of like on a pause button for a while, hit the pause, and we're going to just stop. So I don't know. We got to just take care of ourselves, be at home. We got to get used to not having to go somewhere, which is really strange, right?
Wow.
But yeah, I think we were talking earlier about having drinks at home, and after a 5 days, after a week, after 2 weeks, then eventually what's going to happen? You're just going to start being like, it's not going to be so fun anymore just sitting at home drinking,
Yeah. What do you do?
I
don't know.
As the disinfectant starts eating away at your esophagus and a hole in your stomach, you're like, all right, well, maybe I'll just eat oatmeal today. How about that?
Jason, what the hell is on your wrist?
Who's that?
Jason,
I know, Jason, what is on your wrist?
What is that? What is that, Jason?
I'm hoping to talk to aliens at some point.
It's like a TI-99 calculator watch.
That is pretty good. Scientific calculator. Yeah. Well, I mean, this right here shows you how quarantine is in 2020. I mean, I'm talking to three of you right now at the same time. I mean, things could be worse. You could just be all by yourself in your house with nothing, no one to talk to. So we don't have that contact, though. There's not that human contact, but
right.
Yeah.
And
we could see each other.
And I think this kind of hits back at what Jason was saying just a couple minutes ago. Is that this is our, while we're still struggling with it, I think in 6 months and 9 months from now, this is going to be, this is what we're moving towards, and we're that we need to have contact outside of our family, and this is going to be the way that we end up doing it.
Now, going back to what I was telling you about growing up in Haiti. So we were not allowed to go to school. The outside, the dictatorship, the Tontomacoud walking around, scaring everybody and arresting people left and right. So we didn't have any contact whatsoever. But I remember, there was a long driveway, and I remember friends, my younger brother was reminding me of that friends would come in and bump on the gate, and call us names and stuff, And but here today we have this ability on different platforms of getting in touch with we have to make it in a way so you guys will eat all my cheese and pay for it.
Oh yeah. I'm just waiting for the free cheese, Fritz. When is that coming?
No,
Yeah,
but
at some point in like 9-10 months, that's going to be free.
Oh, really?
9 or 10 months, you're going to be cutting off a lot of the rind.
Yeah,
Right.
a lot of the right. Yeah.
No, I
just
have
leave it
I
on.
have a better idea. Let's just barter. You
Okay.
know, one family to
that's-
family.
Toilet paper.
That is very.
for
I love
cheese.
it. Barter system. All right, Fritz. It sounds like you like red wine, so let's move
I
this
like
red wine for cheese.
So, yeah.
Jason has provisions too. By the way, I've resorted to now calling everything provisions because we're in the apocalypse. So
Like it.
everything that you need is provisions.
And provisions also opens the door for trading and bartering.
I love it.
Right.
I've got
So, Jason, what do you do nowadays?
so I'm selling for a food distribution. So much like you, Mr. Fritz, my
Are you
business.
still working for the Chef Warehouse?
I am, and as of this week, business, like you said, is just plummeted because a lot of restaurants, as Joby can relate, as a restaurant purveyor and a proprietor, people are either going closed or go/delivery, and there's only so much sustainability in that. If every restaurant down Main Street, speaking of Ventura, is doing to go and delivery, how much business can you generate?
None.
Allowing people in your dining room, it's going to be, and the food suppliers / distributors, as that pipeline begins to fill, are at the same level of loss. I just got an email today where our company is asking for us to send a letter to our legislation about food distribution companies being added into the bill
Central.
for assistance.
Yeah.
You know, the Congresswoman Hannah Beth Jackson, I met her. I'm sure she doesn't remember who I am. I met her a couple of times. And Monique Limon, they had a seminar, a webinar similar to this, but it was mostly over the telephone. And I wrote to her, I sent her a letter regarding my concerns and representing myself, my company, and others like me. But they didn't address that question. They didn't address that. They were mostly trying to calm down the population. And so it's going to be a difficult time. But what about you, Curtis? What can you barter? What do you have to barter?
Well, that is.
Joby, where are you? You disappeared.
I'm sorry. I was checking. We're getting live. Everyone's asking questions. Are we on lockdown? I mean, there's a lot of questions right now.
Through the video chat through YouTube.
No, that was on my personal messages. Sorry, people were like, "Are we on lockdown?"
Well, to some of the discussion we were having, though, Fritz, especially since there's 4 pools of testosterone floating around this, I'm going to bring in a friend of mine and a coworker. Her name is ET. And so just a few minutes, she's going to join the conversation to talk a little bit about what wine is in her glass, priorities, and then also, kind of the female perspective of what the career path may look like, what the industry is looking like, and how, we're all being affected.
Well, I just keep thinking that there's a sitcom in this somewhere, and I'm thinking early 2000s Disney, like teen Disney. That's so Corona. And so everything that we talk about, the punchline is going to be, oh, that's so Corona.
Nice.
I love it. I love it.
But you got to go, and you can't see, but I'm putting my hands on my hips, and I have my body turned, and I'm looking. That's so Corona. There you go, Jason, just like that.
The other day, Joby, I don't know, I talk to you about that at the winery, the squash grapes on the winery, and they buy quite a bit from me. They pay cash right away. I'm fine and great with that. And last Friday, I think I went there. The place was packed. Okay, and everybody paid $30 to get in. Okay, to go listen to 2 guys with a laptop making fun of someone they grabbed from the public. And the place he had 2 shows, $30 a pop. He has a following. Maybe there's something there,
That's our barter system.
Yeah.
We'll go someplace virtually and make fun of everyone in the room.
I love it.
$30
I love
a
it. Virtual. Everything is virtual now, Fritz. That's it.
Yeah.
There's no more live performances.
Actually,
I saw somebody.
Joby, this
dude,
is not virtual.
That is not. That is virtual to me right now, Fritz.
Yeah, it is not in my. It's not. It's in none of our hands, except for
It's
yours.
virtual to me right now. Yeah, I've seen a couple of interesting live streams where somebody's been playing music at a bar, but there's nobody in the bar, obviously, and they've live streamed the musician. Live streaming making cocktails, that's pretty cool. There's a lot of those cooking shows. Live stream cooking has got to be taking off.
Oh,
Especially
maybe
with
I'll do
everybody
some
having
cheese
to cook
sampling.
at home.
So
Live stream cheese sampling, that sucks, Fritz.
That's
Oh,
it.
Oh, it
Fritz is going to
depends.
be enjoying it. This is really good.
Right. Fritz has got it down, but the rest of us are just left hanging.
No, you're not. No, you're not. I just got it. You know, I'm a smart guy. It's just a perfect call.
I have a vision though, Joby. If we're gonna do live
A
stream,
perfect call.
we've got to come up with a facial expression rating system. So when it
Oh,
comes
okay.
how much are you gonna love this cheese, we've got little different
Oh, right.
Fritz's face.
Right.
Is it a Fritz going, ugh, or is it Fritz going, yeah?
But this is how we're gonna do it. This is how we're gonna do it. We're gonna do this, okay?
What do you think
We're
about
gonna do a beer or tequila or cheese sampling, all four of us. But you guys have to get the following, okay? The followers, okay? You guys, each one of you get the cheeses.
The only cheese
Okay.
that's left is Velveeta, Fritz. Come on.
Yeah, there's no cheese out
no,
there.
no.
Fritz, you have all the cheese.
you?
Right.
Don't knock Velveeta, Mr. Curtis, because once a year, either during the Super Bowl or New Year's, I throw the Velveeta in the crock pot with
Right.
Rotel tomatoes and breakfast sausage.
and
Good stuff.
chilies and everything else, right?
Oh, but something
Fritz
to
has
think
all
about.
the cheese. Fritz has all the stockpile of cheese right
Yeah.
now. And ham.
Joby, if you
apparently.
want to do that, I don't know how we're gonna get you. It's fun, you know. Yeah,
I like
that could be
it.
the
I like
joke. How many
Well, no,
people
that's
can
funny.
follow you, Curtis?
No, I think that's a great idea, and we could open it up and say, hey, this is what we're going to do, everyone, and open it up to everyone who can join us and pull out, say, a cheese and a beer or liquor, whatever it is, and then all of us here, but then also giving our audience enough time to prep for that, to do a Whole Foods order or whatever it has to be in
There you
order to
go.
get something, right?
I love
Where
it.
to
I
be?
love it.
I'm still going to push the facial expressions of Fritz. If we can send out those emojis or the icon to our guests, then they can hold
Yeah.
up a card that shows which facial Fritz they're rating the cheese.
Right.
I'll have them sign. We could sell the sign thing. We could make some posters.
But don't go too far.
All right, don't forget, we can't leave though. So whatever you got to get, you got to be able to get it. You
Right.
cannot leave. This is the future. The future is now. We have to do everything virtually. I love it.
So
Cheese tasting.
so this is what I'm taking this to the road, guys. I'm getting this to the road. I'm gonna give you each one of you 4 cheeses. Okay? Each one of you gonna get 4 cheeses, and we'll talk about it. Whatever you're drinking, and we'll talk about it. And get the followers, get the audience. The
love it.
audience, I don't have any reach.
Leave it on
We
the
need to-
doorstep, ring the bell, and then run away. I saw a posting from a local restaurant that shall not be named. Part of their delivery instructions literally said in the script that the delivery driver will retreat to the sidewalk.
Okay, well, Jason, you know what you could do?
Ding dong.
You could follow me. You could follow me and take me pictures living at Curtis' house, living in a bag.
Oh, that would be awesome.
And I run out.
At a 6-foot distance. 6 foot.
6 foot distance. Yeah.
So maybe that's the other. We were talking about conspiracy theories earlier.
Yeah.
And so we're talking about Zoom, which what we're using. So we could blame Zoom for this pandemic because now we're all using their software. But
Yeah.
also Ring, as in the doorbell ring, so we can see everyone coming up to our house.
That is
Oh.
true.
I
And
don't
speaking of coming to your house, if you want to throw more conspiracies, there's a large company that delivers a lot of stuff to your house from A to Z.
They're here like
Amazon.
3-4 times a day.
There you go. So the conspiracy is Zoom, Ring, and Amazon.
Right.
which I don't know. Are they all owned by
Wow.
Amazon or?
That may be. Well, Whole Foods is. So like, damn, we've got
Hey,
He
that
was
was
from Cuban. The guy's Cuban,
Who's that?
Bezos.
owner of Amazon.
Oh, Jeff Bezos. Yeah.
2nd generation Cuban. He's a freaking Castro.
I feel like he's gonna come out at any time.
So,
He's gonna come out at any time in like some kind of villain outfit. I feel it.
Oh,
Like,
he's out
gonna
there.
come out-
dude.
A mega mind sort of.
Mega Mind, yeah. He's gonna come out. And be like,
Oh, get out of here. but at the risk of going down Fritz's political path.
Did you say at the risk of or to avoid the risk of?
To avoid the risk.
I'm gonna go ahead and dive into the path.
That's what it sounded like.
I'm gonna see what happens. We're gonna navigate the risk. My brother, who's deployed right now, is watching all this from afar, and he's been sharing out different memes that have to do with the testing and the first experiment with socialism, and wanting to know how people are feeling about their experiment of socialism. I waited outside Trader Joe's today for 15 minutes to get in to buy my groceries.
So did
That was
I.
you.
All right, so that's not social. Come on, like, oh my god.
You did go down there.
You're
You
welcome.
did take us down there.
Hey,
You know
talk
those
about-
guys. You
That's
know those guys
communism.
at the Camilo, I think his name is.
We got to bring it
Camilo,
back.
two guys at Squash Grapes at the Camilo. Not only had people paying $30, people were paying online to watch what was going on. He was filming it at the same time.
He was ahead of his time. He was ready for this coming Friday because he knew that was going to be the last weekend of people going out. This last weekend.
See?
Right.
I had to wash my hands because I got my hands too close to the camera.
Or I thought because you had too much politics on your hands, so you had to go wash it.
You gotta wash it off there.
Wash off the
Oh,
politics.
yeah.
Oh man, Fritz, it's been great to see you again, man.
Likewise, man. I gotta
Virtually,
go ahead.
virtually.
Yeah, thank you. And then this time. Cheers, guys.
All right.
So
cheers.
let's talk soon.
Yes.
And really, I'm game. So I could knock on the door. Jason will follow me with his
I love it.
GoPro. Got an iPhone 10 now. You could. Are we game? Thanks, guys. I got
Thanks,
something
Fred.
in
All
the
right.
oven.
Cheers, Fritz. Take
All
care.
right, later,
Bye.
man. Thanks.
And now we have the awkward exiting of the Zoom meeting, right?
Because
So
he
here's-
forgot to close out his
Hopefully,
meeting.
hopefully he doesn't say anything. Let's get him out.
It's only gonna be really awkward if he walks by in just a shirt and underwear.
So before that happens, one of you two co-hosts.
I got it. I got it.
Okay.
How do I get him out of here?
He's in the house.
There we go.
Hello, hello.
What's up?
And she's
Oh.
gone.
Okay, so
Sorry, I got
And she's back.
calling me.
All right. This is ET. This is my friend and coworker.
Hey guys.
Welcome.
Hello, hello.
How you doing?
Add on.
Good. How are you guys all doing?
well,
Oh, we're good.
we're drinking steadily through the show as per usual.
I got some wine
Aha, there
Very
you go.
good.
Cheers.
in a non-wine glass
And-
because
That's okay.
and-
That's
I
allowed.
like breaking rules.
I fear that since you're coming in to this conversation 50 minutes into where we have been drinking steadily, that maybe you haven't been drinking for 50 minutes. So we'll see.
Yeah, I haven't been drinking for 50 whole minutes, but this is my second glass of wine.
Oh,
So
well.
good.
My coworker,
Good
50 minutes, no small thing. Like, she's good. And I'm also drinking ET a martini in a non-martini glass. So
Fantastic. Way to be a revolutionary drinker.
we have to be resourceful. We have to take what's in front of us and utilize it to the best of our ability.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, who cares?
So
I
recently,
love
we
it.
had our friend Fritz on. Fritz is the cheese guy here in Ventura. He's an old friend of the three of us and show Happy Hour.
Hi, Fritz.
Fritz has departed at this point, but he was giving us his perspective. He grew up in Haiti and gave us some really cool kind of perspective on curfew and being in your home for a length of time. And as I told him, we didn't have a female perspective. So we're looking to you at this point, now that you are locked in your home per governor's
In
order.
terms of just being stuck at home,
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
All right, we'll start. We'll
put
start
on
with what
makeup.
drink would you have? What's your choice? What's your quarantine drink if you could only drink one? If you only have one thing at home for the rest of the quarantine?
oh shit, that's kind of tough. It would either be like wine or like Aperol spritzes.
Very hipster and fancy.
Yes, they're very tasty.
They are good.
They're really, really good. And there's like multiple layers of alcohol in it, so it's even better.
You know, she's onto something because what we all picked was beer. Imagine that. But we picked varying strengths of beer, and so Jason was on the low end. I was on the high end, and then Joby tried to pick a middle ground, but
Yeah, I just wanted to be in the middle.
right.
But I followed it up later. With I would always have vodka in my what do you call it? What did we say? Oh, prepper. If you were a prepper, you got to have vodka in your stash.
Yeah.
So versatile.
My liquor is fully stocked. I've got all the beers. I've got all the alcohols. I've got not enough wine, I realize, though. So we'll see what happens.
Well, lucky for you, there are people delivering wine right now. So you're good.
I know. A lot of good wine deliveries and pretty good deals, actually, on some really nice bottles.
All of a sudden, now you can get everything to your house. It's amazing.
I'm all like, restaurants are selling liters of bottle for like $15 to go. I'm like, that's cool.
I find entertaining, Joby, too, as a beer purveyor. Your establishment is set up so that you have to drink on premise. But California relaxed that rule and said, look, sell your product, which is kind of unprecedented in itself, where purveyors are now saying, we have product that needs to go out the door. How can we make that happen?
Yeah, I saw that somebody was selling like liters of margaritas, ready-made margaritas to go. It was like in New York or something, and it was get curbside pickup of your 32 ounces of margarita. It's good. I like it.
I like that too.
Although, can you drink it on the way home in the car? How can you not?
A go cup.
How can you not? How can you not?
I grew up in the middle of rural South Dakota, where you could drive up to the drive-through window at a liquor store. You could get you pick out whatever it was. He would also give you a bag of ice and a plastic cup, so you could mix it there on the way home. And that was the culture that I grew up in. Was that a go cup was a thing?
I tell you, one of the other things I saw from my Midwestern friends, because I grew up in Indiana, there was the meme about the car in the drive-through liquor store saying, "Mock us now. If you don't think it's so cool, do you?"
Love it. I love it. Curtis, I think they should start that again, especially with self-driving cars.
So there's
it should make a renaissance now.
I think you have a good point. And can you be arrested for a DUI in a self-driving car?
I think as of now, yes. Here's the question.
I'm just saying that.
Can you be arrested for anything right now, or you get?
I think you can.
I haven't seen.
I don't know.
I haven't seen a police. Seriously, I have not seen one police officer in 4 days.
Well, you were the opposite of Ventura, then, my friend, because there was an increased police presence in Ventura. I saw 4 vehicles in a 2-block radius.
Yeah, well, I live in Camarillo, where the population is decidedly whiter and older.
We also live on a college campus where
they're bored.
Right.
All right, EC, where are you joining us from? Are you in Ventura?
Oh no, I'm in the Valley. I'm in Sherman Oaks. I'm in LA.
Well, all right.
What's the vibe? What's the vibe in the Valley right now? What's it like?
It's pretty quiet, except for like the lines at the grocery stores. And for some reason, I live near like a park, and the park was like booming. Like people were like on swings, and I'm like, but why? Like, don't touch things. I don't understand.
Yeah, I mean that's okay, but just don't be inside a building together, right? It's just outdoors. It's okay.
Yeah, outdoors together. It's cool. Like no big deal.
So then that just like segues into one of my favorite memes of kids just licking shit wherever they're at, just like licking handrails and everything. And like, no, you can't get anything from a swing. And then there's this kid going, ah.
My son, he decided it was appropriate to lick the inside of the jelly lid.
It's bad. I'm like, just stay home. Like, it's crazy.
Right. If you're gonna put the jelly lid back on top, no. But if it's done, then then toss it.
So I wonder if you're able to go to the park, like let's say tomorrow, because of the new regulations or mandate or whatever. So now it's like before it was like you go outside for a walk, you could go to the park, that was okay. I wonder if effective tomorrow if you can go to the park
I don't know.
or anywhere.
Right? Playgrounds are supposed to be off limits, but who's going to monitor that? It's out in the open. There's no like gates on it. You could just walk up to any playground and go slide down a slide.
Yeah, but you think so until out of the shadows comes police in riot gear, which tell you to go back to your home.
Yes. Where I think there's a movie like that. They're wearing all black, right? There's no markings. We've been talking conspiracy theories before you came on. Just good, fun conspiracy theories. Curtis thinks that Zoom is behind all this because they're making all these meetings at home now and we're using Zoom. I think it's Amazon because now you can't leave your house.
But somebody's got to deliver that product, Joby. We've forgotten about the piece that there is a human, unless they implement the drones, where the delivery is.
The drones might be in a warehouse right now, ready to be unleashed. You don't know. They're just like ready to come out. They just all come out.
But didn't this just make like all of like work meetings obsolete, like unnecessary for anyone to be in an office?
You guys see the
offices are obsolete. Offices are obsolete.
Mm-hmm. All those meetings.
So I totally agree with that, except for people who have kids. Like the people who have kids are not going to be able to get anything done because they have to make sure they are now the teachers of their kids to make sure that they're doing the shit that they're supposed to do.
Well, there was something called school, Curtis.
No. Like when they go back to school, yes. But right now, it's not going to.
I understand.
So here's the other thing too that I totally agree with that. Except for who wants to read more fucking emails? Like they're always like everyone is like, yeah, this meeting could have been in a fucking email. Okay, but are you going to read that email? No, I'm not going to read that email.
I'm a sore spot, Joby. This is a point of contention for Mr. Curtis. I feel like an intervention is like trying to go Curtis.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've hit 3 rock and rise, and now I'm just unfiltered. So just you're gonna have to bear with me.
What are you drinking?
Curtis, show her your drink. It's the lazy man's old fashioned. It's ready to go. It's all the ingredients are in it. You just pour it.
Is it like one of those club mixes, like Brass Monkey?
No.
The can?
No. Well, it does come in a can.
It's a grown-up version of that. Yes,
I am not. Generally, like I'm a beer snob, totally, and a whiskey person would look at this and say, "Oh my God, can't you make your own like a decent old fashioned?" But I'm like, no. I can just pour this into a glass and drink it straight right here.
Winding about 3 minutes. Curtis's rant about children in the background and his gray hair right now, encompassed and combined with a pre-made old fashioned.
It just goes.
I'm about practicality. I'm about practicality. Except for when it comes to beer.
You know what I heard from Curtis right now in the midst of all this virus talk? Get off my lawn!
Yeah, don't get me going. Come on. You're just egging me on now, Jason.
Remember, you should walk to school both ways and no pride.
We do have a certain amount of
this will be our old guy story and old lady story when we get old.
Yep.
In 2020, I had to stay home.
Right.
But everybody will be home already, and they'll be like, "What are you talking about? We already stayed home. We already just have stuff delivered to us."
Like Grandpa, we haven't left the house in 4 years. What are you talking about?
Yeah, we're the trailblazers for. I always think of the movie. What's it called? Oh, and I can't believe WALL-E. Have you guys? I know it's a cartoon.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay,
yeah.
The little pods. I'm just waiting for my pod.
Right, they're there. Segway has made a rideable pod, like a rideable Segway, so you can sit into it. You don't have to stand on the Segway anymore.
If they can figure out a way to sit in that and have a drink delivered to you in your hand in the comfort of your pod, and then
where are all those drive-through liquor stores?
That's a pipe dream, Joby. Right, and we have to go.
What are you talking about? It is going to happen.
Dad continues to ask, "Where the hell is my flying car? It's 2020. Where's my flying car?"
We bypassed the whole flying car. We're going right to the Segway pod that you sit in, and then you just think of something. That's right. This is not my joke. I did hear it on. I think his name is Ronnie Chang, but he said if you guys have seen that stand up, he said, Amazon, it's like you order it comes to you, then it's not fast enough, so you had to get Prime. And then he's like, I just want to think of something and have it just come and put it in my mouth. So like, I don't even want to order it or anything. I just want you to read my brainwaves and know what I want. That's where we're going. This is it. This is the start of it.
We're close. We're close.
We are very close.
We're really close.
So, Joby, before I worked for you, I was at a software company that dealt with POS, right? The same old computer scheme that the server and the bartender would go to type in your order. And during training, people would be like real reluctant to touch the buttons. They're like, I don't know if I should. And our go-to phrase was like, the telepathy interface is still in testing, not out yet. You got to touch the screen. To your point, at some point, there will be a telepathy interface.
There'll be telepathy ordering. That's what I'm waiting for. Telepathy ordering. You guys will still be fine. We'll have a job, but we'll have to figure out how to get it to them without them even ordering it.
Will Grubhub change the name to Grub Dome?
I don't know. All right. Sorry, I keep looking over at my computer. No, we lost it again.
I'm back. Sorry. Just like, what does that button do? It's my first time
All right.
zooming.
I can add emotions to my photo. Look at that. So just so you know, something that I've learned because I sat through 2 different university-sponsored Zoom trainings this week is that there's actually a face filter which will remove blemishes and things. So if you wake up in the morning and you've just tied one on, like tomorrow, there may be a Zoom that I have to pull into. I can have the face zoom like zoom out my bloodshot eyes.
See, that's fantastic.
Right. I know.
As a participant and as a guest of this show right now, if there were one filter that you could creatively implement to enhance your Zoom happy hour,
Your Zoomness.
I don't know. I want like some sort of like a cool backdrop behind me. Like, I want to feel like I'm on a
Hold on.
Can we do that?
Sure.
How does that work?
Oh yeah, here we go. We are in
Boom.
We are in
How
San
did you
Francisco.
do that?
I have teleported to San Francisco. And of course it has the weird this one's working a lot better. And I did have a barrel house one.
So Monday morning I have a class at 8 a.m.
So now I'm at barrel house, but this one's really bad.
And when I open up the class, I am going to be playing a series of TikToks to let my students know that I am hip to whatever they're going to be throwing.
I was going to say, Zoom. Curtis, you should not be even saying TikTok.
No, that's exactly because they know that's exactly what I'm going to say. I'm like, because I'll say I'm hip. No, come on, stop it. I'm like, I am hip on you. I make it as awkward as possible. And
that's awkward.
You need to mispronounce it on purpose.
You. And no. Yeah, because I call it Tic Tac.
Yeah, you got to mispronounce it on purpose.
You've been on TikTok. You kids all know about TikTok, right? It's this thing where there's like 15-second videos.
There's a dance involved.
Well, yeah.
I love it.
I feel like I need another Qurantini.
Renegade.
Yeah, I think.
What, you've only finished one?
No, I just finished my second Qurantini.
Okay.
How many? 3?
2. I think he's on 2.
So are you both of you going to work tomorrow, or are you on lockdown?
No, tomorrow's a day off because we don't have any deliveries happening on Saturday anymore. So it's the weekend.
Well, I think
it's going to be a really long weekend.
As ET says it's the weekend, I feel like we should have introed some kind of Pitbull song.
I'm definitely working harder than I am. So.
I am not that hip. I do not know who Pitbull is.
But he knows TikTok.
He's on the TikTok.
I know. I do not know what TikTok is. I do participate in TikTok.
Yes, he's really big on the TikTok.
I am TikTok famous. Let me tell you about that.
Yes, obviously.
Judging, go ahead.
Curtis, will you be going to work and punching your own clock? Will you be implementing your lathe or your?
I will be punching a clock, certainly.
Oh.
I will just leave it at that.
I was like, wow,
What?
4:00.
God, he just got really serious there. What the hell
Did
happened?
get serious.
Sorry, I get really upset when people talk about punching clocks. It's just my thing.
You're a clock advocate.
I am. I'm a clock advocate.
Speaking of that, does anybody else feel like they have no concept of time? The clock, the time has
None.
like gone away.
None.
Yeah.
It's like morning, and then suddenly it's like 4:00, and I'm like, what happened?
And then it's nighttime. And then it's curfew. And we're gonna be like pre-curfew, post-curfew.
And I think about all of you who have actual schedules. So I mean, so I have my teaching schedule where I'm on class, I'm on campus whatever days. But then those days that I'm not on campus, I have kind of the run of the house, and I can do my studio stuff. I can do whatever it is that I need to do. But for people who are constantly on the go, like all of you, every single day of the week, like that is, I think of people who retire, and how they just don't know what to do with their time. So,
Yeah.
so my suggestion to all of you who are those people who live by schedules, 5 or 6 or 7 days a week, is to start drinking heavily.
What is he saying?
Is there a schedule for that?
Perfect.
Well, no. So
No, there is
so
quarantine
it
rules.
fits
Quarantine
well with
rules.
your schedule. Like you don't know if it's 8:00 or all of a sudden it's 4. It doesn't matter what time it is. It's just time it's just time to
Yes.
drink, right?
Yeah, and we've decided that it's airport rules or Vegas rules are in effect now. So it doesn't matter what time it is. It doesn't matter how much you've had to drink at a certain time of day. It doesn't matter. And if you're
Yeah.
a ritualistic follower of
I think I've been doing that already for a while.
Yeah.
You
That's
and
not
Curtis-
a
you
change.
and
That's not a
Curtis are
change
well-
for me.
Yeah, I'm kind of
you and
like,
Curtis are
I'm
set
gonna
up.
have 2 beers for lunch right now.
I love it. Well, some of us are better adapted to this situation than others.
I
I'm
think so.
like, I don't really feel like doing anything today. Who cares? Kind of a thing. Don't tell my bosses, I guess.
Right. I really feel sorry for the people who don't drink right now because they don't know what to do with their time. I'm like, well, you could just sit down on the couch and drink. Like, well, come on, pour yourself a beer,
Yeah.
pull up Netflix, and then there you go.
All I can think of right now is our theme song, Curtis.
What's that?
All I can think of right now is our theme song.
Right.
It's happy hour again.
If I could play it through all of your earpieces, I would do that.
That's all right. Should we have?
I'm kind of curious, but it's okay.
Well, if you do a Spotify search for House Martins, it's an 80s. It's an English band from the 80s, and they have a song called "Happy Hour."
And it gets you in the mood to drink if you need that. If you need that.
Yeah, if you need encouragement, it helps you.
Motivation.
Yeah.
Motivation.
I don't know as if we need that so much, but
we seem to be doing just fine.
Well, when what we're talking about, like 9-12 months from now, we may need some motivation.
Curtis keeps pushing our date further out.
That's what it is.
I mean, we already have
18 months.
It's a 12 to 18 month window right now. So let's
24 months from now.
Let's stop talking about 3 months. Let's just keep on pushing it out.
Future. I'm focused right here.
You're ready.
And based on some of the pivoting that's going on, I would like to know, Curtis and Joby, considering the fact that you guys are sequestered, I've used that word 4 times so far, I think 4 times, in your garage and in your dining area, are your significant others questioning what's happening right now? Are they looking in on our video montage and wondering, is this going to be something I have to deal with every single day for the next 12 to 18 months? Or is it just tonight?
I'll let Curtis go.
No, there's nobody in my house that's listening to this. They do not want to see. My wife does not want to see her husband.
Already?
I have been home for 3 days straight. It was spring break. It was supposed to be spring break this week. So I've been home for over a week now. And the kids have been home for
So social distancing is a whole new meaning for
they they want to stay as far away from me as possible. And they're like, you go out in the garage and spend a few hours by yourself. Please do this for us. Please.
Yeah, I think the full effect of by the way, sequestered is not a good. Well, this isn't a good thing either. But sequestered is not doesn't sound right, man. It's like,
I think
anyway, first this is day 0.5 of sequestering, so I have the full effect of me being home now hasn't sunk in for anybody.
trying to get this.
So we'll see. Try me next week. They
Right.
might be like, "Can you please get out of here?"
Well, and if I can shift for a second, and ET, you live in the valley, you live more closer to LA, but you've dealt with some fires as well. Here in Ventura, we dealt with serious fire a couple years back, and Joby, you and I were in the same ranks when the fire in Ventura hit. We didn't even shut down at the Barrel House 101 in the same way that we are right now with the fires. We were back on the next day trying to be open for our community. This is unprecedented waters. What is this feeling for you, having been a owner trying to give back to the community and now literally having the doors shut?
This one feels a lot different because it feels like, sorry, I put it on stuff. It feels like the complete opposite. We can't be around the community. We can't have anybody in. We can't be with each other. We have to see each other on Zoom. So it feels really helpless. And this one was, in one way or another, we were ordered to close down, mandated, whatever you want to call it. And that felt really kind of powerless and helpless. I think that's the difference on this one. And the other one was tangible too. We could see the fire around us. You could see it. You could see the smoke. You could smell the smoke, see the smoke. So I think this one is like, obviously it's there and people have it, but we're not seeing it. It's not, it's not something that we're seeing. So that's a big difference too. And having during the fire, it was like, hey, just come in the restaurant. I don't care. We're open. Just come here and hang out. It's I think that was the first time of owning a restaurant that really solidified what a restaurant is in the community, or what we are in the community, was during the fires, because everybody became sort of the little hub for their little area, and I thought that was really cool. So this one's totally different. This one feels a lot weirder. I don't know what to do.
Because we can't come together for it, so there's no rally around the flag kind of thing for this. It's, well, we can it's so nebulous that there's nothing for us to hold on to. We're just kind of, hey, all right, we all know that we aren't supposed to be hugging or shaking hands, and so then every single time we come into contact, or even tonight as I've touched my face, I'm like, oh shit, what am I doing? And or if you cough in public, everyone is looking at you like, whoa, what happened there?
Were you traveling
There's
recently?
either Ebola's being thrown out into the air, and it's weird.
Yeah, it's definitely a different feeling. I'm sure on the other end too, but yeah, it feels different. I think everybody's kind of feeling that because it happened so fast too. The fire happened, it came through, and then once it passed us, we were left dealing with the aftermath. We're still not in the aftermath on this one, as we all sit here tonight, and that's like, this is what, like, technically Sunday was the big difference for all of us when the governor spoke and gave the sort of general orders, not 100% mandated yet, but that was the moment where we're like, oh crap, this is happening now here. And so it hasn't come through yet, like the fires, like a proverbial aftermath. That hasn't happened. That's probably going to be in 18 months, like Curtis predicts.
What are you feeling in your area, ET, with the fact that you're a little further south and your region is a little more vast? The LA market is so many people shoved into a small area. What are you seeing with some of the next steps?
Everyone's just kind of like trying to stay afloat and like figure, it's like hour by hour. It's crazy because like I feel like I haven't worked in the restaurant industry. I've just been on this side of like selling and being a distributor, but it's interesting watching how everyone's trying to make those tough decisions of like, do we stay open? Are we going to actually make it? How do we like pivot and like turn this into something else to just make ends meet and stay open like one extra day, basically, is what we're come down to.
Yeah.
So now with the big like lockdown with today, we'll see how this weekend, how like everything fares and who's going to like weather the storm and like kind of stay open and still do the takeout stuff and curbside delivery, and who's going to just be like, throw their hands up and be like, we're done. Like there's nothing more we can do anymore. We can't hang on any longer.
Yeah. I think what about the word that or phrase that's come to my mind this whole week was, especially talking to other owners and managers, was social responsibility. Like, we have a responsibility, a social responsibility to everybody to not stay open on one hand, to be this place where people could get potentially sick or contact each other and infect somebody. And then you have a responsibility to staff that works at the place. So I'm sure you guys are encountering that. So there's so many different aspects of it. And then I think of it for myself, like then I still come home, I have my family at home, and then we're all in contact with people during the day at the restaurant. It's like, that's not fair to them either. There's a lot of variables on this one. There's a lot of different avenues, I think, and you guys are seeing it from the other end. So it's cool.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like the trickle down effect is insane. And like, you're talking about like people who rely on that community, that sense of community of like going into a bar, going into a restaurant. Some people, that's their only interaction like throughout the day, is just going in and talking to their barista or their bartender or their server that they go see like daily or weekly. And that's all gone now.
Mm-hmm. I think
it's tough.
Us right now are showing a way, that we can all stay connected and people that are close to us can have communication. But to your point, like some days I just want to go in the coffee shop and I want to have a barista and have a cup of coffee and do some work and not think outside of that 25-foot radius. And change how we interact with people.
Yeah.
Before this, I was having some conversations with people who thought that we were going away from social places like bars and not so much restaurants, but bars and those type of places, or restaurants that have bars. And they thought, people don't really want to do that. They can stay home now. They can have stuff delivered to them. They have a giant TV at home. They have all these luxuries we all have at our house. Why would they want to go out to a bar? And now I think everyone's going to be like, man, I can't wait. Hopefully, I can't wait to get back out and go into a bar or a restaurant, because I'm sick of, so maybe there'll be a revival of that. Things go in cycles anyways, in circles. So
yeah.
We'll see how
finding that balance.
And so Leah just joined us, and
hey, Leah.
As we're getting ready to
hi guys.
I think the reason why I think Leah to join us is because he's on the edge of a restaurant who's just about to open. They were in the works of actually ready to open their doors and broadcast to the community, and we're a brand with great product and great dining offerings, but they're having to delay a little bit based on the coronavirus. And so from your perspective, what are you seeing as a restaurant who's just on the cusp of opening? Like, what's the pivot for you guys, and how do you get your name out in the community and say, hey, we're here for you?
That's a big question, Jason.
Yeah. Way to go, Jay. Come on.
That's so Corona. That is so Corona, Jason.
Yeah, so Corona of you, sir. Come on.
Pop a bomb, Hendrik.
Sorry, as I cough. I need more wine for this answer.
I was like, wait,
who just coughed?
I did.
Who just coughed? Come on.
It was me. Totally me. I'm nursing a cough, by the way, through all of this.
Oh, no.
I'm fine. You guys, I'm going to live. It's going to be great.
Thank God you're
I got my medicine. It's good.
Never mind.
So my answer is that I think we're trying to figure that out right now.
So what does it mean for a restaurant, though, that's trying to be a part of the community, but at a time where people are really concerned about connecting with individuals?
What does that mean? I think everyone has different opinions on that.
Are you guys gonna try
This
to?
is why I
are you
wasn't
try to
going to
open?
join this. What?
Are you guys gonna try to open?
So I think we might try to slowly do some sort of takeout component, which would make sense. And we're gonna have that anyways. Like that's part of the whole concept is a pizza takeout.
Yeah.
So we're talking about that, and just like slowly starting with that. And obviously a skeleton team, like not bringing in any new employees yet.
Yeah.
But I think it's
like
just a matter of what everyone's comfortable with. I mean, I'm home, like not leaving the house, so I'm not very helpful for that part.
What you are helpful though, what you're helpful for is determining what beverage is your go-to during the quarantine, and really what's your favorite or go-to for this time that we're quarantined in our homes.
Well, I'm like right there with ET because I don't have any wine in the house, which is my go-to.
Yeah.
And I was contemplating, because our local wine shop, Point de Chêne, our friend Bob's wine shop, he's delivering. And so I was about to order some wine today, but I'm like, you have so much liquor in the house, so just start drinking some of that liquor.
Oh yeah. Holla.
Self-medication.
You guys were talking about, what were you talking about? The lazy man's, what Curtis is drinking over there?
Yeah, slow and low.
Slow and low.
Rock and roll.
So my sister's like, you've got the lazy man's. I made this weird like tequila and squeezed some Cara orange into it and just some
nice.
sparkling water. So it was like a very light, delicious.
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
It's like that's like a low calorie margarita. I love it.
Joby,
yeah.
I think I'm gonna drink that tomorrow.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But I drank one of them and then I made some for my brother and my brother-in-law. And I was like, this tastes delicious. And they're like, oh my God, this is so strong. And I was like, oh, I guess I've had one already. So.
Yeah, well, they should get stronger as you go along because I can see Curtis keeps pouring more into his glass too.
So I was debating. Are you guys talking for a while? Because I was debating if I should pour one more or if I'm done.
I like.
Well, don't let us stop you from having another one, please.
Or encourage you, because that's what we do best. However,
Exactly. I do like the shout out so far tonight. We've had shout outs to Barrel House 101, to Coastal Specialty Products with Fritz and his cheesemongering, to our Point de Chêne for the wine with Bob. And there's others we can really be accentuating, but the fact of the matter is, life is still moving forward. There's 5 of us right now congregating on Zoom and still connecting. The virus.
You have to give. You didn't give one for Little Dom Seafood. Come on.
There you go, Little Dom Seafood. And the virus will not keep us down. Like, we will find a way. To quote from Jurassic Park, life.
I actually just need to show you guys. I don't know how to do this with Zoom, but so this is what's happening.
I can see Leah now.
If there's ever a show that can dovetail Jurassic Park and drinking, it's Happy Hour.
Leah, what is that? That looks great.
So happy.
Find a way. All right.
So we were talking about the barter system, and look, Leah has something to barter right there.
Okay.
So this is what's happening over here is just lots of baking and lots of.
That's fine. You're gonna need that because you're gonna need a tray for red wine.
You're
not gonna have any wine.
It will go with the cheese and the wine.
Right.
These are giant rustic breads.
Oh man.
Ooh, is that a focaccia?
It's like a focaccia with olive oil and salt on top.
That looks so good. I kind of want to make one now. I was like, I hope I have enough flour in the house to last like a month.
You're inspiring the masses.
So just 2 days ago, I tried to buy more yeast on Amazon, like to have some ordered in, and they were sold out. I found some on Google Marketplace or something like that to have it in. So just know that like people are.
You'd be making beer.
Well,
are you gonna be making beer or bread?
You could get plenty of champagne yeast, but I was like, should I make bread with champagne?
You can make some
yeast?
Brew IPA.
Well, the thing was it was so expensive, and it was you know, for bread yeast, which is like $18 for a pound of yeast or something like that. This was $40 for 8-10 ounces. It was just crazy. And I thought,
Black
what?
market pricing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, right. My scouts,
Yeah.
they know everybody's gonna make bread.
Yeah.
Right.
Everything is so much more expensive on Amazon right now. I'm like, oh, so I'm not online shopping while I'm
Mhm.
quarantined and wind up at home?
Yeah, it's very confusing.
Curtis, when is the pretzels coming back?
What's that?
When are the pretzels coming back?
Well, so that's a good question. I hadn't thought about making pretzels lately.
Do you make
Looks like
pretzels?
you got some
Curtis?
time.
You know,
you got
like,
some
I want
time on
pretzels.
your hands.
Mean.
Well, if Fritz asked you what you could barter, and now we know it's
right,
pretzels.
pretzels. There we go. I can-
Curtis has pretzels. Leah has bread.
And Rachel made granola today.
Rachel made granola. Et, what are you bringing to the table?
I got jam. I got a lot of jam in the house and citrus.
Hey, that works.
Citrus.
Jams
Jam
are
and
good.
citrus, you guys. You want oranges and lemons?
Can-
and kumquats?
Candied orange peels for my slow
I'm
and
just-
low.
Yes.
Right.
I'm picturing like 8 months down the road, and like when you meet somebody or you see it, you have to like say what you have. You have to like, but it's like
Yeah.
jam, purveyor of jam, purveyor of bread.
Belly meat.
Yeah, no, it'll be like your special power, like your secret ability. Your ability will be, what can you bring?
What can you
And it-
bring? What can you bring to this relationship? And if you have nothing, then
Yes.
I'll see you later.
Yeah. You're like, you got to have something good.
This
Great, I love it.
This
It'll be
could
like on your screenshot.
It's going to be like the new norm for like dating apps.
right. So I think tomorrow I'll get to work on icons that we can put under our profile pictures of what we can barter. A loaf of
Perfect.
bread,
I love it.
pretzel, beer,
there-
whatever it is, all the way through.
Curtis, is there an icon for humor?
Oh.
Oh, funny guy.
No.
Wait. Leah, how
Only-
are things
only
in
for you,
Ojai?
Jay.
Is it quiet?
It's quiet. Yeah, things are closing here.
I imagine that's it. Everybody's on the lockdown.
Yep, everyone is on the lockdown. Once the Ojai Valley Inn sets the tone for everyone, so they closed and Ezu followed, and everyone else is slowly, doing the same.
Like that moment in the horror movie, Joby, where as you're walking down the main street, all the streetlights start going off behind you. And
No,
go dark, 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 until eventually the monster's on top of you.
all it has to do is start pouring again, like on Monday. It was very gloomy, and if it starts pouring tomorrow, it's going to set the tone for the day. And every good apocalyptic movie, you got to have rain.
I think.
And then when the guy comes out from hiding, there's always sunshine, but there's nobody else out, right? So it's all just like sun come out, and it's like this beautiful sun, and the city's gone. Everybody's gone.
right.
Sorry, I'm going like 18 months ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, we'll go crazy if the
I am
sun,
legend.
if the sun comes out, we'll go crazy. Like because
Right.
it's been cloudy and rainy and gloomy, we're fine staying inside. But as soon as that sun comes out, like here in Camarillo, it was partly sunny today, but it was still cold. It didn't. I mean, cold relatively for anyone who's listening in March in South Dakota. 60 degrees was not cold for them, but like we weren't ready to go outside. And
We're not.
as soon as it gets, as soon as it warms up, it'll be hell.
Yeah,
But so even today in Ojai, it was sunny, and everyone decided to go over to the river bottom to go for a walk, and there was too many people, and you were too close to each other
Right.
today.
Oh my God.
There you go.
Yeah.
And
Panic. What? What did you say?
more than 10 people at a time.
It's 6 feet. No, outside you can have more than 10 people, but inside you can't.
Just like one of the local taco
Is
shops.
that true?
But
I don't think that's
you have to
true.
have this. You have to have the 6 foot spread on you.
No,
You know
don't.
what's crazy? It's like
Exactly.
nobody knows the rule because
No,
it gets
according to the taco shop in town, the seafood taco shop, as long as you're outside, the patio can be full.
Oh,
That's right.
Go
That's right.
Spencers.
outside. It's all fair game. Outside is fair game.
And
Wait,
I
like,
agree.
you clean all the
Same as
germs?
ET.
All right.
I saw people at the playground today.
Yeah, but
All the kids were at the playground today, and they're not supposed to be there.
What?
See?
But
You're
yeah.
not, I wasn't the only one who
No,
saw that.
Because I
Yeah.
love licking the chains.
My
No.
tongue stuck on the frozen pole.
Oh man.
Jeez.
All right.
Right.
I'm gonna bring it in. Let's bring it in.
Feel it in,
Is that
Joey.
what
Bring
it's
it back in.
Should we?
What should we- what
should we?
should we
Should we
close-
segue
what should we
into
close
a
with?
last call here?
I love it. Let's do
I
it.
just had to tell you, Joby, too.
Yes, I wanted to go. I gotta switch my screen. There you are.
Who was saying I feel bad for people who don't drink right now?
Oh, that was Curtis.
I believe I said I feel bad for people who don't drink.
Because my mom doesn't drink, and she has started to drink a little bit this week. She's like, I just need a little something.
Damn it! I need something. I can't take any
What
of
can I
this.
do to take the edge off?
She's like, it's really
Terrible.
helping. Just like a tiny bit of something. She's like, it's
Right.
really helping.
So
Oh man.
it's going to get really sad when we're just drinking vermouth because that's all we have left in our cabinet.
Yeah.
Like, okay, fine, I'll drink vermouth. I'll do it. But you wine people, come on, really?
Oh my God, there's
No
I have so
wine?
crazy
Go get-
alcohol in my cupboard. Vintage
Okay.
alcohol. It's crazy right now. Like I have like all my parents like old school like moonshine and like
Dude,
random stuff.
Like,
Like,
Her bartering points just went up some more.
yeah,
Moonshine.
I've
bartering
got like
points.
some Romanian.
She leveled
wine.
up.
I have
For
some.
sure,
I
like
have some
plastic
ketchup
bottles.
moonshine right here.
dude,
Yeah.
my brother sent me a bottle of some Korean moonshine stuff with a worm in the bottom. I have yet to crack that bottle.
Your bartering level went down, Jason.
Oh,
Nobody
no.
wants the moonshine with the worm in it.
I've got like a lot of brandy. I think I've got like some weird pistachio liqueur.
Oh,
I don't know.
pistachio.
Wow.
Curtis is a
Yeah.
Curtis,
Hold on.
was-
Let me see if I can find some like random bottle just to like show you guys. Okay. hold on.
Curtis was the
You should
pistachio.
put that on
All right,
ice
hold
cream.
on.
That would be really
This is how
good.
we're doing. This is how we're doing last call. I'm gonna find a random bottle.
Yeah.
Jason, you gotta find a random bottle.
Okay.
Find a random
Okay, so
bottle.
everyone's got a
Now,
minute to go get a
I'll
random
drink in
bottle.
my cabinet.
That may be the last production bottle ever, Joby.
Yeah. I don't know what these
Jason,
taste
what is
like. I'll let you
that?
guys
Wait,
know
wait.
when I pop
Okay, so
It's made with coca leaves, which is what they use to make another thing that starts
Okay.
with coca. Yes, thank you.
Oh my
Right.
goodness.
It's made in Bolivia, as you see.
so it's full of cocaine.
I don't know. Maybe I should drink this.
Yeah, you think you should. It's medicinal.
That totally beats. That totally beats.
It also has
mine.
a great little. It's got an Inca hat.
Oh my gosh.
I love it.
That's a
Maybe for the win.
Hold on a second.
You win.
Who
You win.
blind martini? That is awesome. Mai Tai martini. Jason, what is yours? I can't see yours.
Mine is some. It's a,
Oh, the Korean stuff.
yeah. And there, if we go to the side, look at that. Look at there. It's in there.
Were
So
they
you
trying
are
to be
going
like,
to open it
like
now.
tequila-esque?
No, I'm not gonna open this. This is apocalypse stuff right here. Apocalypse drink.
Last ditch effort.
Drink in case of emergency only.
Curtis, what do you got?
So first of all, like I was looking for something that was unique and there was nothing. Saint Germain, however, is so we made I used a wet saw and I made a vase out of that bottle because it has this beautiful shape on it, right?
It is beautiful.
So it
yeah.
just cut right off the top. So we cut that top and it made this incredible vase. Saint Germain was because what is it? Is it lilikoi? What is the
Elderflower.
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 You've been to Hawaii.
It was between the two. So I love Saint Germain. Anyway, my wife and I had a drink of that, a mixed cocktail, and that was the first time. I'm trying to think of when that was. Probably 15 years ago, and I still remember Saint Germain. But like all of yours are great. Mine, however,
He's been waiting.
Flip flop.
What the hell?
What? I can't see it.
Says flip flop spiced rub?
let's see if you can no, there's no other name on it.
Show it
Aw.
again.
This was This was a $3 bottle of spiced rum from
Curtis, is that it's more than half gone.
Trader Joe's.
Trader
Trader Joe's?
Joe's.
More than half gone.
Nice.
We needed it for
Wow.
something. We needed spiced rum for a cake or something, and we're like, okay,
Yeah,
let's-
sure. Yeah, bananas flambe. I got you.
So right. So this was all I could find.
Is there any alcohol in it for $3? Does it have any?
35%.
Oh, they cheated you. Got 5% off of you.
It smells like it's gonna burn. It really does.
All right. Well, I'm really happy to talk to all of you on such an interesting day with all the developments. Is this the final cheers? Hold on, Jason's ready.
I'm ready. You know what?
Oh, I can't cheers empty.
Going back to the theme
No,
song.
I can't either.
Hold on, I was empty.
It's happy hour. And
I'm
Oh
sorry.
yeah, everybody was empty.
Let me get
Because
my
I had to pour the spice rum out. It was so bad. That was not
He
good.
couldn't even drink it.
No,
fill it up.
no, I refilled.
All right,
All right.
this is the final cheers. Not the
Cheers,
final
everybody.
cheers. All right, cheers.
For tonight.
Who's gonna take us out? Curtis, are you gonna take us out?
The closer cheers.
It's happy hour again.
Here's a tiny bit.
Cheers.
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 Cheers, everyone.
All
Nice
right.
to see you guys.
All right, good luck, everybody. Apocalypse.